angels, welcome back. So I'm glad you guys are here. I know that I took a poll on Instagram and I said, what do you guys want to see? And you guys said you actually wanted to see a makeup tutorial on MPC stage makeup, but I have somewhere to be today where I have to be a little bit more minimalist with the eye makeup. So it just is what it is. I will shoot that one ASAP, however. So I did get in quite a few shipments of Discovery sets this week to review for you guys, so I am very excited about that. And I decided to kick off this Discovery journey, we will call it, with Frederic Malle fragrances. It comes in just a simple black cardboard box, and this is what it looks like when you open it. So you open it up, and this is what the fragrance looks like. It comes in little red bottles. So despite me already having the kit pre-opened, I've only smelled one. So this is truly like a discovery journey that we're gonna be taking together. And I guess I'll start with the one that I actually smelled, which is this one right here. So it is the Iris fragrance. And this one has like a very fresh, very clean scent to it. So it's almost kind of like, there was a candy that I used to eat a long time ago. There was a store that was by our house in Minneapolis, and we would walk there. It was like 3 blocks away, and it was this little like fairy shop. Like, it was so cute. She called it like the grandmother, or I forget what it was called, the fairy grandmother or something. But there's these little like lavender iris candies, and this smells just like that. Like, I really like this, but I don't think I would wear it a lot, just because it reminds me of that candy, even though I like loved it back then. It's not something that I'd wear a ton, but it's very nice. It is kind of floral, and it just smells really clean. Like, it's a very clean floral scent. I like this. It smells good. Like, I think it would be good to wear kind of like a daytime date. Like, if you're going to brunch, I think that this would be a really good fragrance. The next one we're going to be smelling is Portrait of a Lady. We're gonna spray it on a tissue. So, ooh, this one's definitely a lot more heavy. Yeah, this is like way more heavy. This one is, I'm gonna see if they have it listed on here, what the notes are. So it says elegance incarnate, sophistication, blah blah blah, evening at the opera. This totally smells like it could be like an opera scent. Like, it's very much a more mature smell, very mature scent, very. So there's clove, blackcurrant, raspberry, with frankincense, sandalwood, and patchouli. I know I smelled patchouli in there, and a little bit of Turkish rose. This one's definitely more mature, with like the Turkish rose and the patchouli. It just like gives it this very like mature smell. I don't think I'll be wearing this one. I'll probably give this one away, but it's interesting. It's pretty. It's very sophisticated. It's very pretty, but it's not something that I personally would wear. But that being said, if you were, you know, into more of that patchouli, frankincense, woodsy, sexy fragrances, that would be a good pick. This next fragrance is Musk Ravager. I don't know why I'm showing you guys the bottles, because they're so small and the font is so teeny that you could probably barely see anything anyways, but may as well join me in this scent exploration to find the most beautiful signature scent. Oh my god, you guys, this one actually smells really interesting. It's almost like a licoricey smell. Hang on, I gotta see what the notes are. This one's really, oh, this is like exotic. Like, I have not smelled anything like this. Wow. So it has amber, musk, amber, vanilla, patchouli, sandalwood. No floral notes. Oh my god, it's like, this one's a very like This one's a very musk. Like I knew I was gonna like this one when I saw musk was the main focus of this fragrance. But this, like, I truly, truly love this. Like, it's a slight, like a hint of woodsy. But it's so sweet. It's so, like, so sweet. It's very warm. This could be unisex, but I feel like it does lean more towards, like, a feminine fragrance because the vanilla, like, really warms this one up. It almost smells like a candy. It smells like a licorice candy in a way. But it's not licorice. It's just a very sweet, woodsy, almost slightly, like, you just want to, like, wrap yourself up in it. It's almost like a blanket, like wrapping yourself up in a blanket. I definitely am going to wear that one, and I'll probably do a review just on that fragrance because that is something that I love. Like, I love a good musk. So this next one we're going to smell is En Passant. Again, showing you guys the bottle for no good reason other than to just show you the bottle. And we're gonna go ahead and spray this. This one's supposed to be more like a springtime scent. Okay, this is like so beautiful. I'm a little nervous though because this one I read has wheat in it, or it says there's a wheat in the description. You guys know I have celiac disease, but I'm taking one for the team here, so thanks for being here with me. I probably wouldn't buy this just because I'm like weirded out because I saw that. This one's very interesting. It's almost kind of like a, it does have like a bready scent to it actually. But you can smell there's like a floral, I think it's lilac. Like, let me see the description. There's almost like this, yes, there's a whiff of lilac. It's very much like a spring scent. But it's just, I don't know, it's really, really pretty. Says there's cucumber in here, so there's a little bit of a freshness, but this is like, oh, it's like a warm skin fragrance. Like this one's very much like something just like soft and sweet. Like I could see this being someone's just like everyday go-to because it's very, very soft and sweet. It's interesting. These fragrances are interesting. Very interesting. These are just very unique fragrances. Like if you're looking for something a little bit more sophisticated and unique, this is a incredible house. Like this is just, it smells very, very much like more mature fragrance and more complex fragrance than some of the other lines that I have smelled. So this one is called Carnal Flower. We're gonna go ahead and spray it. This one's very rich and deep. This one actually smells kind of like one of the hotels in Vegas. I forget which one. But it has like a very sexy. This one's very sexy but floral. This one's like a sexy flower. Like it's definitely a sexy flower. Like I would wear this one. I would wear this one probably daytime even. Like this is a good sexy daytime fragrance. It's like there's a little bit of a sweetness to it too. So this one, let me see what the notes are on this one. So this one is described as blooming magnetism. Definitely is magnetic, I could see that. Who just wants a special, very unique fragrance. Like I don't smell this when I'm like out and about. Like I don't smell this unique a fragrance that is in this kind of category when I'm just like out and about. It's just, it's a very like almost a breath of fresh air because it is very different than a lot of the other things that I have smelled. And it just seems to be a very unique, very beautiful line. It's not something that I would maybe buy a big bottle. It's not something where I would wear it super often, but it's fun to kind of switch it up with the discovery sets and try it out. I'm more of like a sweet musky, but I may try out, if I like it on my skin, I may try the full bottle of the musk. That one was the Musk Ravager. It said that it appeared in 2000, so that's when that one came out. And it said that it was kind of like a scandal. I'm not sure why. Probably because it was just such a unique musk, and there really isn't many musks out there that don't have that top note. So it's very, very, very unique. I really like it, and I'll have to see how it wears on because I'm just not sure about purchasing big bottles until I wear it on me. There's been fragrances where I've worn it for a day and really was just like by the end of the day, I'm like, I'm good if I never smell that again. So I don't know if you guys are like that, but I definitely find favorites by wearing the fragrance. So that's why the discovery sets are a good idea if you're just like getting into fragrance or back into fragrance like I am. Like I used to be so obsessed with fragrance, owned so many unique fragrances, and then, you know, life got busy and I kind of fell into my normal everyday routines, and I was wearing like Myth all the time. That's this guy right here. And just kind of like more easy to get fragrances where I could just order it from Sephora, it would come to my door. And not really branching out to like Bloomingdale's or doing like research on brands that I really like and purchasing bigger bottles. Like if I had gotten a bottle of, you know, Myth and it wasn't that great, I'm like, whatever. It's not a big deal. When you're buying more niche fragrances, I feel like it is a bigger deal. It's a little bit more special. You are spending more money on it. You're spending quite a bit of money on it, so you want to really love it. And so that's why I'm excited to do more of these reviews with you guys, because I'm still discovering new things. I'm getting back into discovering all these, you know, newer fragrances that have come out and that I'm, you know, rediscovering. So it's really fun to kind of go down this road and, you know, be able to share this with you guys as well. So this one we're gonna go ahead and spray. I think this is my favorite one of all of them, like even over the musk. I'm not sure, I have to smell the dry down because it's an interesting, the top notes are really, really interesting. They're very bright, like it almost feels like when you walk into a room and it's just like light and airy. Now it's getting a little bit more woodsy. This one would be very interesting to smell on the skin. It's definitely a lot more woodsy. Let's take a look at the notes in this one. So this one is citrus fresh, of course. So it's gonna have a woody undercurrent, but the citrus is bergamot, lemon, and grapefruit. Those are all ones that I really like. I love like a really, really light citrus, and I love things that are a little bit more acidic, like grapefruit, lemons are just really, really pretty to me. I don't know if I'm liking the dry down. I'm not a huge fan of patchouli. Like patchouli and oak moss together especially just are not something that I typically would go for. Yeah, I don't know. Again, like patchouli and oak moss to me just equals super mature or like very 70s vibe. And I just don't know. I kind of feel like, this sounds so bad, but I feel like it's kind of like a grandpa fragrance. Like you smell like that aftershave. And I feel like it kind of smells like aftershave. I'm not like the biggest fan of this one. Now that it's drying down, it's like, oh no, sorry. So this next one is, okay, so this next one we're gonna smell is Uday Magnolia. So this is the last one in the collection, but as you guys can see, there is a ton. They have tons of fragrances. They have quite a bit. All of them kind of, the theme is a little bit more woodsy from the ones that are in this discovery kit. It's a little bit more complex, it's a little bit more mature, and a little bit more woodsy in my opinion. Like this to me is something that most of these would be really good for just like someone who appreciates a more complex, mature fragrance, who wants something special. So this one has like a fresh tuberose scent and white musk, and then it's like an exotic floral blend. It's really pretty. It does smell kind of like a fresh cut bouquet of like really beautiful flowers. Like this would even be a really good bridal fragrance. Like I could see this one being a good bridal fragrance. Just really, really pretty. It's actually like more of like Mom of the Bride. It's really, really pretty. Very complex smelling too. It's not like a 2-note it's not like a basic fragrance. Like this is very much like a sexy, complex, like more mysterious type fragrance. Okay, so I just revisited En Passant and I cannot, you guys, I cannot. It smells like rye bread to me. I really, really can't. And I don't know if it's because I have celiac disease and the smell of like any sort of bread makes me nauseous, but like the scent, no.
Hell no, to the no, no, no.
Just, I can't do it. No, not happening. I hate to say, I actually like the floral. So the one that, the Carnal Flower, the dry down, I really like of that one. I would wear that. But the En Passant, I cannot get past that. I do like the dry down of Musk Ravager. That one smells very good. Very, very good. But it still has like this, it has almost like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a 70s scent. Like when I smell these fragrances, like my mind drifts to like a 70s house with like the 2-color tile in the kitchen and like the orange sofa. Like it just smells very like 70s to me. I have to do a little research on Frederic Malle and see how, like, when he developed these fragrances, because they literally remind me of like the 70s. And I don't know, I just can't get past it. I love the packaging. I think it's really pretty, but yeah, I don't know, it's really just not, it's not something I would wear. They are French perfumes. I love the, like, the bottles are so beautiful. Like they're really pretty. I love the bottles. And part of like the bottles is that it looks like art to me, so I like that. But let's learn about him a little bit because I'm just curious. So, okay, so just a little bit about Frederic Malle, because I'm always curious about stories and like how people were shaped, you know, how they shaped the creations and the art that they created. And these perfumes really are art. Like this is so unique. It's very unique. It's maybe not my taste personally, but they are beautiful. And his story is that he, at 20 years of age, so he was very young, went to New York and he studied history of art at New York University. And he ended up developing a taste for like architecture and contemporary art. And he started collecting at the age of 24. So to me, like this, just the fragrances are very much like, they do have, it's so funny that I said it smelled like a 70s house, because I could see, like, just looking at the pictures, it has like a heavy influence of, it almost looks like a heavy influence of like the 70s, maybe 80s. But they were developed in 2000, which is really interesting. I think, honestly, I'll probably end up giving these to my mom, and I think she might like a couple of them, but I might want to try wearing a few of them. This is a weird camera angle. I might want to try wearing a few of them just so I can like maybe do a review of each one that I like. I'm not going to wear the wheat one. That one is just, no. It almost smelled like one of the orange couches, like you found some rye bread in the orange couch. So that one's checked off the list for good, but I will be probably giving these away. It is a very cute set. This would be a good gift for someone who likes, you know, more of the mature fragrance, someone who likes more of like a complex fragrance. I could see them really, really liking this discovery set. Okay, so I changed for my second review. I shot my second review and then I realized that I never gave you guys a proper goodbye. So I hope you enjoyed this review. It was definitely one that was harder to review. This wasn't a normal, typical fragrance house I would buy from. It's not something that I normally would tend to lean towards, but it was fun to review because it was so different and unique than what I would normally gravitate towards. And it was very much a first impression video, even though I had smelled the iris on my hand, which now that it's dried down, this smells like a perfume my grandma actually used to wear. So she actually may have worn this exact perfume. This was the one that I said smelled like candy on first impression. It now smells like my mother's mom. I'm gonna be very interested to see how my mom reacts to these, because I feel like they are kind of something that my great aunt, which was my grandma's twin, and my grandma would wear. They have that scent to them. And then my grandpa smells more like, I don't have the scent card in front of me, but there was one that definitely smelled like his aftershave. Like I had mentioned, it smells like aftershave. It was very much like that. So to me, I'm not really into the patchouli. Like the patchouli oak moss to me smells a little bit more dirty. And not saying that you smell dirty if you wear these, if you love these, if you're listening to this and you're like, go to hell, Celia, that's on you. Like, that's okay. You can have your opinion. This is just my opinion on these fragrances. I feel like they're just a little bit like not, I don't want to like offend anybody. I hate offending people, but they're like a dirty 70s scent. Like it's kind of like that hippie era where, you know, people didn't really wear deodorant. They smelled super like woodsy and patchouli was everywhere. And you know, my mom's actually probably gonna hate all these fragrances. Like I probably shouldn't even give them to her. I remember her saying like years ago, I used to wear Angel by Terry Mugler, and she picked up on the patchouli scent in it and was just like, ugh! Like I think that was her actual first reaction when she smelled me wearing Angel. Just a little history is I've worn such unique fragrances since I was like 16. Like when I first started making like my own money and working, you know, the first things that I really liked buying, like my very first favorite things I liked to buy were fragrances and makeup. I was obsessed with fragrance and I was obsessed with makeup, and so I would just collect so many different things. Like I had a million lipsticks, I had a million eyeshadows, like I was just obsessed with it. I ended up working for MAC Cosmetics and Sephora. So I think working in department stores, working at Sephora, places like that with all the fragrance, like I kind of started to figure out what I truly really liked. And so I definitely have a pretty clear picture on things that I like, but I still like to branch out and I still like to try interesting fragrances. And I've always had like a very unique palette. Like since I was younger, like at 17, 18, I was wearing Narciso Rodriguez. I think I had actually bought 2 bottles of the Her. It was the black perfume bottle. And I went through about 2 bottles of that. Armani Code was another favorite of mine. I would wear Angel by Thierry Mugler. I would wear Alien. I would wear Very Rich. I loved Poison and pretty much anything from the Dior line that was in that kind of same container, that same bottle as Poison. I loved. I love that like heavier, kind of sexier, darker scent. So that was always something that I gravitated towards, and it was just, for me, scent is such a thing that you can play with and you can have fun with, and you can change up an entire outfit, an entire mood, and it's just something that's very playful. It's something that's very easy to change. So that's what I love about it. So trying something new like this was definitely out of the box for me. However, it is interesting. I'm glad I didn't blind buy any of these fragrances, because now I know that this house in particular is one that is not something that I probably will ever buy a full bottle from, and I probably won't do any more discovery sets from them. But it's an interesting line and I love the history behind it. And you know, it's unique and it's something that maybe one of you would really like. And so I'm glad I got to review this. But yeah, there's none in here that really stood out to where I would actually go and purchase. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe and like it if you did. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't yet added me on Instagram, you can head over there. I talk about all things that I love, from running to real estate to NPC competitions to fragrance to beauty to everything. So it's just a little bit of everything in my world on Instagram and on here. So I'll see you guys later, and I hope you have a fantastic day whenever you watch this.